This is Talking About Orks. In this episode of Talking About Orks, we're going to be going over Commandos. Commandos are definitely one of those units in the Ork Codex, which are very unorky, but very effective and very fun to play. Commandos have a couple really nice special rules. They have the Infiltrate special rule and the Move Through Cover special rule. They are equipped with a Slugger on Chopper and Stick Bombs by default. So they give you that nice advantage of having the assault grenades so you can maintain initiative even when assaulting through cover, which we'll probably be doing with their move through cover ability. Commandos have the option of taking a knob with boss pull, and they're priced at a reasonable 10 points per model. So they're much better than the other elites that are much more expensive. They're still Ork boys, so they give you the base 2 attacks, and of course Slugger Chopper they have 3. So you're still talking 4 attacks per model on the charge. They have a couple of other options. Main thing is they can take Burnas, up to 2 Burnas in the unit, which is something no other Ork unit can take. Well, other than Burna boys, it doesn't really count because that's all they have. So you can't, but you combine them with the Slugger and Choppers and Burnas in a single unit. This was common in the 4th edition codex, or the 3rd edition codex, where you take Burnas and normal boys mobs, but they got rid of that option in the new codex, and the only one that's left is Commandos. They can also take big shooters and rockets. The big shooter's probably not worth it, but the rocket option is definitely something you need to look at. You know, take 2 rockets, suddenly popping up behind a Lehman Russ is definitely something worth trying. Also grenades, since they're strength 4, even in subsequent assault rounds they can still damage that rear AV-10, unlike normal Ork boys after they lose their Furious Charge. The Commandos have all the normal Ork boy rules, of course, Power of War and Furious Charge. The knob can take the Big Chopper or Power Claw, so if you do infiltrate them or outflank them with the Infiltrate rule, they can definitely wreck whatever tank they get to. But Commandos are infamous, not for their ability to outflank, not for their other special rules, but for the upgrade character, Snikrot. That's right, Snikrot. Snikrot, for mere 85 points, can lead the Commandos instead of the knob. So you cannot take a knob and Snikrot at the same time. Snikrot's special has a lot of really cool rules. The most important one is his ambush rule, which when he comes in from reserve, he can come in on any table edge of your choice. There's no roll, there's no restrictions. He simply comes in wherever you want. Most people have faced Snikrot. Everyone hates Snikrot. And he's definitely no slouch either. He's strength 5. And weapon skill 5, so he'll be hitting 3s most of the time. He still only has 2 wounds and 4 toughness. But he has 4 base attacks, so he's basically halfway between a knob and a war boss in stats. 4 base attacks. He's equipped with the Mork's Teeth, which count as 2 close combat weapons, so it gives him base 5 attacks. In addition, he re-rolls to hits in close combat. And he's strength 5 with Furious Charge. So you're talking 6 strength 6 strength 6 attacks on the charge with re-rolls and hitting on 3s. And weapon skill 5, hitting on 3s most of the time. So he is definitely a close combat monster. Being strength 6, he'll be taking out those tanks almost as good as the Power Claw. So you have more attacks, and he'll have the rerolls if they move. Because it doesn't say close combat. It just says he gets to reroll in close combat, so he gets to reroll even against tanks. Generally speaking, though, since they are still Ork boys with their 6+ save, and even Snikrot only has a 6+ save, no invul save, no boss pull, they'll come on, kill one unit, and then they will die. So you do want to try and keep them cheap. Generally speaking, I will run 10 Commandos, upgrade one of those to a Burna, add Snikrot, comes into a grand total of 200 points. 200 points to be an almost guaranteed takeout the most threatening unit in your opponent army, whether it be, say, a Vindicator, or a Whirlwind, or a Lehman Russ, something that's sitting back, or a Devastator Squad, something that's sitting back on your opponent's deployment zone and shooting at you. 200 points to take that out. That's a good sacrifice. So the knob is still a viable option if you're only going to be outflanking, or if you even want to try and infiltrate them. Giving them a power claw could be a lot of fun. At least the knob can take a boss pull, unlike Snikrot. So, and of course he's half the price of Snikrot too, so your Commandos can be a lot cheaper. But if you're going to play Commandos, there's really no point in playing them without Snikrot. He is just that good to take out a major threat. He might be called cheesy running Snikrot, but it's in the codex. Just have fun. As I said, he's going to kill one thing, and then he'll just die to whatever is left around him. Anyway, so it is really not that powerful. It's kind of like a one-shot. It's a one-shot with the Snikrot. They're one-shot wonders. However, they did give you the advantage when you're coming on from any table edge. They can even come on from your own table edge if you need them to take something off your objective. That's definitely an option. So, you need to remain flexible if you do take Snikrot. Modeling the Commandos. You can just use regular Ork boys, because that's really all they are. There's nothing wrong with that. You can give them a fancy paint job, like a camo paint job, and on the outfits and on the skin if you want. Or you can go one step further. I actually made some green stuff backpacks with stick bombs for all my Commandos, in addition to giving the camo outfit, camo paint job. You can see those. I'm actually pretty proud of my backpacks. I did all my Commandos like that. It's a lot cheaper that way than buying the expensive box of 5 metal models, which gives you a knob, which you only need one of anyway, or none of. So you're spending a lot of money that you probably don't need. So Commandos, one of those units that's a lot of fun to play, and will most likely make your opponent very, very aggravated. If nothing else, they will make your opponent think about his deployment a little bit more if you've got Snikrot coming on from behind him. Snikrot, pure Ork cheese, pure Ork goodness.